You guys love a cheeky top 10 list, and with Champions League Matchday 1 now over, this is my top 10 players across the 18 games, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. As per usual, apologies in advance, right? 18 matches, I can only pick 10 players, so please do not be offended if your guy doesn't make it. There are many good performances, right? We can do many honorable mentions. Guys like, Burkhardt, Eintracht Frankfurt slapping Galatasaray. I mean, honestly, shout out Davinson Sanchez. He was great for Frankfurt as well in that 5-1. There are going to be players that scored goals that didn't make it. But again, by all means, feel free. If you disagree, you know me, man. I read the comments. That is why we're on the road to 50k subscribers. We're on 40.5 now. We're moving on up very quickly at rapid speed. But in 10th place, we have a player who didn't win. In fact, he lost his game this week, but as you know, we are not scoreline merchants. So in 10th place, we have Llorente at right back. Listen, you guys seem to always say, oh, why do you hate Liverpool? Why is there this thing towards Liverpool agenda, whatever? Even though I'm the one that keeps on defending certain Liverpool players that haven't been super up there yet. Well, he is the one that hates Liverpool, bro. Llorente, for whatever reason, when he sees Anfield, he just gets, his eyes go red and he just starts going like Super Saiyan 4 or something, like Goku, bro. Obviously, we know about what happened in that infamous COVID 2020 game, for those of us who remember. But this week, he scored obviously one goal to bring the game back to 2-1 right on halftime. And then he scores a banger to level it. Now, again, the reason why he's this low down is because, yeah, first of all, you lost, so can't really go that high, and second of all, slight deflection in it, so we can't go too crazy overboard with it. But again, from right back, bagging 2 goals for your team, it's respectable. In 9th, we have another defender. It is Christian Mosquera. I have not been showing this guy enough love in their team of the weeks and whatnot, so this time we are giving him his place in the top 10. What a performance. Away Bilbao, somewhere that, again, Bilbao in terms of clean sheet records and defensive records in La Liga last season, they're up there with the very best, especially at home. Not many teams go there and have an easy time with it. But Mosquera, he looked as though he'd been playing there for years. So much so that, typical reactionary Arsenal fans are already saying, oh, Saliba, is it time to go to Madrid? I don't agree with all that kind of nonsense. I think that's a bit crazy. But it was an incredible performance, I can't lie to you. He seemed to be so composed on the ball. Obviously, we know he's very experienced, given his age. He's played so many games for Valencia already. But yeah, duels, he's winning it. He seems quick. He seems good on the ball. So I think it's about time we show Mosquera some love in these videos. And of course, 12 million. Hey, fair play, man. That's an incredible signing. In 8th place, I had some question marks about whether I should get him in or not. But I just thought, you know what? Forgetting the record as well, let me go for it. It is Erling Haaland, of course, scoring against Napoli to become, the quickest player to reach 50 goals in Champions League history, by the way. So again, big ups to him. The likes of like Raul and Shevchenko and CR7 and Messi and Henry, all these kind of guys, Haaland is doing at breakneck speed. Now again, just like, to be fair, in the Arsenal game where you could have maybe given like a cheeky shout out to Trossard and Martinelli, who both got, I guess, 2 GA, right, for each other. Likewise, in the City game, I think Doku and Foden deserve a bit of a shout as well. But for me, the Haaland goal, I can't stress enough how impressive it was. And I know, obviously, a big part of that was Foden, definitely, for the little ice cream scoop. But to head that and lob the keeper as well, I said, oh, fair enough. Again, we're not going to be, like, doing who scored the most goals. It's going to be number 1, 2, or 3. So understand that, like, when I put players in certain positions, there are going to be reasonings. For example, this one, yeah, it was against 10-man Napoli and you bagged 1 header, right? It wasn't as though, like, he was incredible the whole 90 or something. But again, it was a goal that got him the record, so I think he deserves to make my top 10 list. Now, into 7th. This is how you know we're definitely not there looking at our Excel spreadsheets, because this guy, he didn't even score. He was a winger. You could argue he got an assist, I suppose, but it was for an own goal. In 7th, we have Michael Olise of Bayern München. As I said earlier, I think he gave Cucurella a torrid time. Thankfully, especially on this platform, most of the Chelsea fans agreed with me that on this particular game, he definitely got the better of Cucurella. There was one guy that was still shouting and complaining, but again, I expect, every fan base has people that they're not really going to use their eyes to see what the rest of the world is seeing. That's fair enough. But Olise had a great time. Again, he's going to be this low because as good as he was, taking on his man and creating chances and whatnot, there were a couple times where he did miss a couple. I'm not going to say sitters. And actually, no, one of them was a sitter. The others were kind of unlucky to go just past the post. So we're going to put him in 7th. Again, I tried to keep it like 1 per team. So big respect Harry Kane as well. Obviously scored a penalty and a goal where he pounced on the error of Malo Gusto, I think it was. The crazy back pass, and then he just whips it. So yeah, fair play Kane. But I wanted to go Olise for this one. I think he was the one that took the game to Chelsea for the most part. Up into 6th, we are going to Netherlands. And no, it's not for a Dutch team player. It's for Marcus Thuram, who went to Netherlands and banged 2 headers. But again, aside from the 2 headers, he was also impactful in the first half. I saw him make many... he had like a few chances where he would kind of shift the ball from his man and whip it across the post or just near misses. He was involved in the build-up. And then, yes, of course, 2 headers. And weirdly enough, yeah, with Thuram's headers, it's like he wasn't even trying to score. I can't explain to you what I mean, but you know, like a header from a corner, you jump and you get your neck and bang the header. His thing was like he just leaped higher, gave it a little nod, and before you know it, it's in the net. So yeah, fair play to him. As I said in the matchday review, he owed Inter fans that one, because the way he was laughing when Juve got that late dagger, yeah, the Inter fans must have been fuming. But you know, lo and behold, there we are. He's got his 2 goals to win 2-0 away Ajax. Again, not the most formidable opponents, but we're going to get him in there. In 5th place, we have the final defender to make our list. From then on, it's only going to be attackers. We have Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. What we're seeing is crazy. If I see this level of performance for the whole season, I like I'm going to say every single game. You're going to have, dips here and there. But if I see this level of Van Dijk for this season and Liverpool win one of the big trophies, I think I'll be okay to accept the convos surrounding, John Terry, Rio, and then I have Virgil just below that. I think I'll be willing to start knocking down doors, bro, because, yeah, fair play, man. Again, look, the 2 goals, I cannot really put them down to him, like obviously first goal is, maybe a bit of defensive mix-up across the back 4. Second goal is just a banger, innit? Like, you can't really expect him to come and fly over his head and clear it. And of course, something that we're so accustomed to seeing now, especially with Van Dijk, he runs off in the last minute doing that because he scored a header to win the game. A really big win as well, because we saw from last season how crucial every single point is, right? 1, or let's say 2 points, because it would have been 3 or 1 point if you win or draw. 2 points can separate like 5th to like 9th or 11th or something, bro. So it was a really, really big goal to score. And again, he's been a rock for Liverpool, the entire season. So, fair play. Up into 4th, someone who did score more than 1 goal. It is Trincao. I put him here for the quality of goals as well, right? First goal, first time banger top corner. Second goal, a bit of deja vu. He bangs it top corner again. Of course, we have to factor in, opponent and whatnot. Kairat Almaty, it's not something that we're going to be going crazy over, but nonetheless, the 2 goals, you could put most keepers in the back of the net for that one. They're not going to save that one. So, big respect to Trincao. Again, I try to keep it 1 per team. So I would have liked to give a cheeky mention for Giovanni Quenda as well. I think his dribbling was phenomenal. I think he was class. But as you can understand, I have 10 limited spots. So if you think guys should be honorable mentions, again, by all means, go through the comments and be like, yo, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, I want him to be in, I want that guy to be in. I mentioned centre backs, for example. Look, Marquinhos could have made it, right? Clean sheet, Atalanta, he scored as well. With PSG, a spoiler alert, I don't have any PSG players. Not because they were bad or average. It's just that everybody was on like an equal level of good, if that makes sense. There wasn't like a standout from the team, right? Kvara scored a banger. Marquinhos scored. Nuno Mensch had a great performance. They all just played, really good collectively and battered Atalanta. So like maybe if I'm having like a manager of the match day or whatever, cool, give it to like Luis Enrique or something. But I think you get where I'm coming from, right? Like other teams or games had standout players. To be fair, Liverpool, I could have given some leeway for Gravenberch as well. I think he deserved to make it, but at the same time, I'm trying my best to go 1 per team, although there might be a scenario where we see more than 1. Let's continue. Into our top 3, we have in 3rd place Marcus Rashford of Barcelona, away Newcastle, away St James's Park. We spoke for so long about how crazy the atmosphere is. This guy, one of the first dudes to the silence in St James's Park, bro. Look, first off, I'm not going to act like he was incredible. He was lighting it up. He was a little bit quiet, or maybe you could say decision making was a little bit questionable first half. But when his team needed him, when Barca started to get their foot down and get a bit of control, boom, second half, he gets a header, 1-0. And then the second goal, what on earth was that, bro? What on earth was that? He picks up the ball, shifts it to the right, and bangs it on the knuckleball off the crossbar to bounce in. And I say it every day. You man know me by now. If the ball bounces off the crossbar, I'm adding +5 aura points to it, bro. Incredible goal that was. Marcus Rashford, like we said, man. Big ups to Amenyah saying that the goalkeeper coach is better than him at football, because, wow, he sure has shown that recently. Yeah? Fair play. Marcus Rashford becoming, as we know, the first English player to score for Barcelona in Europe since my good friend Gary Lineker back in 1989. For those of us who remember, fantastic, fantastic finish. We get into our top 2. You know me, I'm a man of honesty. This is a player who I don't rate. I haven't rated for the last 2-3 years at this point. But I have to give credit where it's due. For this particular match day, second place is Dusan Vlahovic. I think as far as impact goes, you couldn't really ask for much more than that, right? In a game that it seemed to be, slipping out of their grasp, Dortmund seemed to just take control somehow. And then obviously we see, Ben Sebaini start bugging out and whatnot. But Dusan Vlahovic, 2 goals and an assist to get Juve the draw. Now, again, I know they didn't win the game, so you're going to say, oh, but how come my team isn't there? My team won the match. I understand. But as far as performances go, we have to give the credit where it's due. And look, if Vlahovic played like this even every 3 weeks, I could hear guys talking about, oh, he's incredible. Why do you underrate him? This is not a regular Vlahovic game. This is something that you see once in a blue moon, bro. So let's not now act like he's always been doing this. That is why I didn't rate him, bro. Because guys will gas up one game, and then for the next 2 months, I'm thinking, where's this same dude, bro? Where is he? But it's not about that. Let's give him his flowers, for today. Now, the theme that I've been saying all video as we get onto our first place, the mystery man, if you will, I have been saying that we got to keep it as much as possible, right? I will attempt to keep it to 1 per team unless there are extreme, extenuating circumstances, right? We mentioned Kane, we mentioned Gravenberch, we mentioned Foden, Kvara, Marquinhos, Doku with a great goal. This is one where I had to say, you know what? Juventus, you're getting 2 players. Because in first, it is Kenan Yildiz. Anyone that comes first, we give them a standing ovation, guys. Everyone up on your feet. If I let him do like a whole walk-in entrance. Wow. Wow. What a game that is from him. That was incredible. Ooh. And what a time that is for you guys to make sure you've liked the video and you have subscribed. Anyway, road to 50k. Kenan Yildiz is on the road to Turkish player #1. Maybe even of all time, bro. We start seeing all them Turans and Altin tops and the Emre's and them, man. What I'm seeing from Kenan Yildiz under Igor Tudor, I said, hey. Like, don't get me wrong, he was already talented beforehand and you could always see it. But as I always told you guys, Juve, to me, smelly team to watch, bro. Really boring. This season, things are changing, bro. Things are changing. He put on a masterclass. And again, I know they didn't win the game. But let's not always just be results merchants, right? You can have a great game and draw, or even lose at times. So don't just click on who scored the most goals. Like I said, like Vlahovic, 2 goals, 1 assist. Yildiz only got 1 goal and 1 assist. Oh no, 1 goal, 1 assist, right? 4-4. 1 goal, 1 assist. I could be, my mind might be going fuzzy, but I'm pretty sure that's what the case was, right? And then there was that goal. Yeah. So anyway, point being, he took matters into his own hands, put their team on his back, obviously with the help of Vlahovic, like we said, a couple minutes ago. But Yildiz is just, he's a player that you pay money to watch, right? It's as simple as that. And, my good mate Luca, if you will, JFTV Luca, has been gassing this guy for a long time. And If we didn't realize last year from that opening day banger, we are certainly seeing it now, because most importantly, he's bringing the consistency. I don't like players that they will have a great game and then again you see them do nothing for like 3-4 weeks and then it's like, oh yeah, what a talent he is. This is someone that's talented, that's now giving you output and on a consistent basis. So I think he's going to be my player of the week for match day 1. Let me know your thoughts. Just for clarification, by the way, 2 things I want to say before I go. These Champions League games will count to the team of the week videos, right? So if you play good in midweek and on the weekend, big chance that you're going to get in the team of the week as well. I'm not going to do like a Champions League team of the week. If I did, you know, you have guys like Joan Garcia and Llorente right back, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. But we're going to have team of the weeks as normal. Champions League is included. And second of all, as you know, every Monday we do the highlight streams where we do match of the day. We watch all the Prem games, La Liga, Serie A. On Fridays, probably Thursdays to be fair, this is going to be like a one-off, but basically 4:30 today, we're going to be doing a Twitch stream where we watch all 18 Champions League game highlights. So when it's Tuesday, Wednesday fixtures again, probably Thursday afternoons, we will do highlight streams. But yeah, that's my top 10. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. Again, apologies if you guys didn't make it. As you can understand, there are a lot of great performances that I could have, you know, brought off. Some of the smaller teams as well done really well. But yeah, give me your thoughts. Let me know who you think was your top 3 perhaps, and I'll see you guys on Twitch. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Saturday recap and the Sunday recaps. Have a great weekend. In a bit. Bosh.